Hey guys, my name is Steven and this is a review of The Boogeyman, a chilling adaptation of a Stephen King short story. Directed by Rob Savage, this supernatural horror flick takes us on a roller coaster ride through loss, fear, and the eerie corners of the human psyche. In The Boogeyman, we find ourselves immersed in the haunting tale of high school student Sadie Harper and her younger sister Sawyer. Their lives are still shrouded in grief following the recent loss of their mother in a car accident. With little support from their troubled father Will, a therapist battling his own pain, their world is upended by this desperate patient who unwittingly unleashes this terrifying supernatural entity upon them. And it's one that feeds on the suffering of its victims and preys on vulnerable families. So first we'll dive into the highlights of this unsettling tale. Clocking in at a brisk 96 minutes, The Boogeyman doesn't waste too much time. With remarkable performances from Sophie Thatcher as a tormented Sadie and the young Vivian Blair as her younger sister Sawyer, the film invites us to empathize with their grief and personal demons. I was only a little familiar with Sophie Thatcher because she gives one of the better performances on the series Yellowjackets. So while the plot occasionally meanders, the cinematography is definitely a standout aspect. The film's expertly crafted shots and clever play with light and shadows heighten that eerie atmosphere. And this rekindles those childhood fears that we all thought we left behind. The camera takes us, sometimes too often, on a suspenseful journey down dimly lit corridors, leaving us on the edge of our seats. However, the Boogeyman does stumble into some murky territory. So the creature design in particular leaves a lot to be desired, and the less than stellar CGI really undermines its effectiveness. And at times, the story really relies on those familiar horror cliches, a child dealing with the loss of a parent, and mean high school girls bullying the main character. Additionally, the film does lean heavily on jump scares, causing the occasional eye roll. Yeah, despite those few missteps, the Boogeyman does manage to evoke a sense of nostalgia, drawing on our shared childhood terrors. It skillfully employs sound design to jolt our senses, with creepy, spine-tingling effects and voices that will probably make some want to sleep with the lights on. So that leads me to wrap things up with my final verdict. The Boogeyman may not reinvent the horror genre, but it offers an unsettling journey into grief and darkness. If you're a horror fan looking for an atmospheric flick to make you shiver, you might find a few moments that will give you goosebumps. So with that, for letter grade, I give The Boogeyman a respectable C-. Though for those who prefer their creature features to be more visually impressive and their stories less formulaic, it may not live up to expectations. I mean, sometimes it's like horror movie bingo with all the cliches. Okay guys, thanks for watching as always, and see you on the next one.